You're an incarnated angel. And when I say angel, I'm not using poetic metaphor to make you feel special. I'm literally revealing what you are. A celestial being who took on human form for a mission so unique that even Lucifer, the Prince of Darkness, has dedicated his whole existence to stopping you before you find out your true identity. So, here's something that might really get under your skin. He's not coming after you just because he hates you for no reason. He goes after you because just being here feels like a real threat to everything he's worked for over the ages. When an incarnated angel really wakes up to who they truly are, you can bet that hell shakes in response. Hey, make sure to subscribe to this channel right away, and don't forget to tap that notification bell. What I'm about to share with you about your angelic nature is going to tie together all those loose ends in your life. It'll help make sense of every strange rejection, every painful betrayal, and all those times you felt like the universe was working against you. It really clicks when you realize that you're not just an ordinary person going through a tough time. So, you're out there as a celestial warrior, right in the thick of enemy territory. Have you ever wondered why Lucifer put so much effort into trying to bring you down before you fully awaken? It's all about your unique mission here on Earth and what's in store for you once you finally tap into those powers that have been lying dormant your whole life. Let me kick things off by sharing something that organized religions have never really explained well. You know, the Bible talks about how angels sometimes took on human form and walked around us, and most people didn't even realize it. Hebrews 13 verse 2 clearly states, "Do not forget to show hospitality to strangers." Some folks have actually welcomed angels without even realizing it, just by being kind and hospitable. Do you get what this means? Imagine angels walking around in human bodies, living what seems like normal lives, but they actually have some hidden celestial missions going on. Most folks around them had no idea what the truth really was. Take a moment to ask yourself something. Why does the Bible keep bringing this up if it's such a rare thing? It wouldn't come up so often if it weren't something that keeps happening. It wouldn't ask you to be hospitable to strangers, since they might just be angels, especially if there aren't any incarnated angels around us right now. But you know what? There's something that no religious institution will share with you. Not every incarnated angel is aware of their true nature. Many people go through life feeling really different and out of place, like they're in a play where everyone else has their lines down, but they're just winging it. Have you ever felt that way? So, there's a pretty tough reason behind why your celestial memory is all blocked up. If you had known what you truly are since you were a kid, those dark forces would have taken you out before you even had a chance to complete your mission. The memory block isn't about punishment, it's really about keeping you safe. You needed to grow your human consciousness to a point where, when you finally wake up, you can handle the truth with the emotional and spiritual maturity it requires without falling apart. But you know, the awakening always comes. And when it arrives, everything shifts in a way that can't be undone. I want to share with you the 7 undeniable signs that you might be an incarnated angel. Just a heads up, the more you notice these signs in yourself, the clearer your true identity is going to become. Once you catch a glimpse of it, there's no going back. You'll always remember it. The first sign is a deep sense of ontological loneliness. I'm not referring to social loneliness, where you just don't have enough friends. I'm referring to that deep sense of loneliness, where even when you're around people who care about you, there's still this emptiness that seems impossible to fill. It's like a piece of you feels like it belongs somewhere else, always longing for a home that you can't quite recall. People often feel lonely when they're by themselves. Even when surrounded by people, incarnated angels can feel lonely, since their vibrational frequency sets them apart. Your background is unique. Even when you really put in the effort to connect with others, there's always a piece of you that stays a bit out of reach for them. It's not that you're antisocial. It's just that you really come from a whole different dimension. Another sign is empathy that can be harmful. That sensitivity is definitely not typical. It's like feeling other people's emotions so deeply that it can be almost too much to handle. When you step into a room, you just soak up all the pain, anguish, and joy from everyone around you, and there's no way to switch it off. Everyday people experience their own feelings. Incarnated angels experience the emotions of everyone around them. It's a bit of a double-edged sword, isn't it? Giving this gift really turns you into a natural healer. It's frustrating because it just leaves you feeling worn out all the time. Have you ever walked away from a social event feeling totally wiped out, even though you didn't really do anything that exhausting? You didn't feel worn out from being around people. You were worn out because you were picking up on everyone else's emotions without even realizing it. Since childhood, there's been this weird feeling of being rejected for no reason. I'm not referring to the usual bullying where mean kids target those who are vulnerable. I'm referring to something a bit more sinister. Some people just seem to reject you for no clear reason, and it felt pretty intense. It felt like just being there was somehow annoying to them in a way they couldn't quite put into words. Hey, do you recall that family member who always seemed to treat you differently even though you never did anything to deserve it? That teacher who always seemed to have it out for you, even though you couldn't figure out why? What about those classmates who left you out, even when you were being nice? It wasn't about you. It felt really spiritual. Some folks tend to react negatively to incarnated angels because their souls, without even realizing it, sense that your light shines a spotlight on their darkness. They just can't handle your high vibe. Rather than confronting their own shadows, they go after the light that brings them to the surface. They didn't turn you away because of your actions. They turned you down for who you are. Fourth sign. You just can't stand anything that's fake. It's something you really can't put up with. There's no way to pretend. It's not possible to wear social masks. Joining in on collective hypocrisy can really make you feel sick, can't it? It feels like everyone else can pull off polite lies, fake smiles, and play roles that aren't really them. It's just one of those things where you can't help but feel like you're going against something really deep inside you. People quickly figure out that getting by in social situations often means putting on a bit of a front. Incarnated angels just can't seem to grasp that lesson because it's built into their celestial essence to function only from truth. Sometimes, even if being honest means losing friends, jobs, or fitting in, you'd choose to be true to yourself over pretending just to be with others. The fifth sign is when supernatural gifts pop up out of nowhere. It could be that gut feeling, you know, that sense where you just get things that you really shouldn't even be aware of. It could be that you can heal just by putting your hands on someone. It seems like animals just can't help but be drawn to you, doesn't it? It could be that plants really thrive when you give them a little touch. You haven't picked up these skills yet. You didn't really look into them, did you? They've just always been around, you know. It's like they're a part of your angelic side shining through your human experience. So, the sixth sign is that you're experiencing intensified spiritual attacks. I'm not referring to just regular bad luck. I'm referring to those situations where it feels like you're on the brink of something big and then, out of nowhere, everything just falls apart. Sometimes, relationships that seem like they should be great just fall apart out of nowhere. Opportunities that seem guaranteed can just disappear. Your health seems to take a nosedive right when you need it the most. Everyday people run into all sorts of unexpected challenges. Angels in human form often encounter challenges because hell sends demons to try to mess up their purpose. You're not being paranoid. It seems like you're really facing some attacks. The more important your mission is, the more intense the attacks will be. The more they come after you, the more it shows how significant you really are. And the seventh sign is that feeling of homesickness for heaven, even if you're not quite sure what it is you're missing. It feels like this world just isn't where you really belong. It feels like you're just passing through, like you really belong somewhere else. Sometimes, in those quiet moments, you can really feel a deep sense of nostalgia for something you just can't quite put your finger on. It's not really depression. It's all about cellular memory. Your soul has a memory of those celestial places where you were before coming into this life. There's this part of you that keeps wanting to go back, even if you can't quite put your finger on where that is. If you see 5 or more of these signs in your life, it's pretty likely that you're an incarnated angel, and that's not just a guess. It's for sure. So, here's the question you really need to get clear on. Why would anyone choose to come to this heavy, challenging world filled with darkness when they could be in realms of pure light? So, here's the answer that's going to totally shift your perspective on life. So, you showed up to save the day. Earth is experiencing a really important change in its evolution. We're at a crucial moment as a species where we can either rise to a higher level of awareness or fall into complete despair. This balance isn't something that's decided up in the heavens. So, it's all about the choices we make here on this physical plane, right? Each of us, as incarnated souls, is deciding things moment by moment. It seems like a lot of people are pretty spiritually asleep, making it tough for them to raise the planet's frequency on their own. They could really use some help. They really need some anchors of light. They're looking for people who can keep up with celestial vibes, even when everything on Earth is a bit chaotic. You're one of those anchors. You chose to step away from those realms of light, peace, and unconditional love. You agreed to put aside your identity for a while. You decided to go through rejection, betrayal, pain, and loneliness, all just to be here on this planet during such a crucial time. To keep shining bright when others only notice the shadows. It's all about holding on to hope, even when it feels like everyone around you is giving in to despair. You didn't show up for a walk in the park, did you? So, you're here for a mission that seems pretty impossible. You knew what you were getting into, and you went for it anyway. So, here's something about Lucifer that really sheds light on why his envy of you is such a big deal. He was an angel as well. Honestly, he was the most beautiful, the most powerful, and felt so close to God. But you know, his fall wasn't just a coincidence. It was a decision. A decision driven by pride, a longing to be admired rather than to admire, and an ambition to take the place of the Creator. And when he fell, he had company. He took along a third of the heavenly angels, and they turned into what we now refer to as demons. But you know what really gets under his skin? The envy he feels. It looks like you went with the other option. You decided to come down on your own, not because you had to, but because of love. It's not about going against God, but rather about serving Him on a mission to help others. It's not about putting yourself on a pedestal. It's about being humble by embracing this limited human experience. You're all the things He could have been if He had picked love instead of pride. Chosen one, you're here to break the cycles, not to go through them all over again. When you notice a pattern trying to pull you back, just recognize it, give it a name, and gracefully move beyond it. Your self-control will help you escape traps. Your patience will help you handle pressure. Your integrity will challenge agreements made out of fear. As you keep going, your light will start drawing in helpers, mentors, and allies who communicate clearly and act with respect. You'll know them by the sense of peace you get after being around them. Get the help you need while still keeping your independence, as you're being prepared to take the lead. Leadership really begins with how we manage ourselves. Make sure your surroundings match what you're meant to do. Make sure to tidy up your area. Take a moment to tidy up those tabs and free up your calendar. Make your home a space where you can truly relax and feel at ease. At night, let go of what you've been holding on to. In the morning, just grab what belongs to you. Remember, carrying other people's troubles can really dim your sparkle. You'll notice that protection keeps popping up as timing over and over. A little delay that helps you out, a change in plans that protects you, a gentle push that keeps you from ending up in the wrong spot at the wrong time. Trust those little nudges you feel, because guidance usually comes in soft whispers instead of big, flashy signs. Chosen one, just keep working quietly on your goals. Just keep letting what you do the talking. Just let your results keep developing. When the fruit finally shows up, you won't be able to miss it. Your light has always been strong. It was quite the process of refinement. It's really that refinement that makes darkness pause, isn't it? Keep your cool, appreciate what you have, stay on track, and let your calm create the perfect space for your next big breakthrough to land and stick around. You're safe, and today is the day your journey starts to unfold. Your light is shifting into a space where it starts to influence things even before you say a word. So that's why pressure seems to sneak in through little drains, random thoughts, and those detours that seem totally harmless. You're figuring out the difference between being tired from creating something and being tired from distractions. You're opting for restoration with wisdom rather than just rushing through on empty. This level is all about staying steady, you know. It helps keep your heart in check when compliments try to puff you up and criticism tries to bring you down. Both of those are just distractions from the mission. Your spirit has turned into a place that doesn't allow panic to crash anymore, and that shift is making your presence feel more substantial in the background, like a bell that chimes truth into a space. Have you noticed how your focus is getting sharper? Distractions seem less interesting, and some conversations just sound like background noise because your mind is really honing in on what matters. Sometimes, attacks come in the form of confusion rather than a full-blown crisis. They can feel like harmless scrolling instead of clear sabotage. Or it might just be about putting off one little task after another until all that momentum just fades away. So, now you can totally see the pattern, right? Your reply is straightforward and impactful. Please get back to the order. Just do the next right thing. Let peace set the vibe for your day. Some folks might come at you with a sense of urgency that seems a bit over the top, looking for quick access to your energy. You'll respond at your own steady pace, because that calmness helps to uncover their true motives. At this height, power feels like holding back, stepping away from temptation, not getting into pointless arguments, and embracing the quiet that keeps you on track. You've learned how to share blessings without losing yourself in the process. When opportunity comes knocking, you'll be ready to tackle it with calm habits instead of getting all worked up. Keep an eye out for those protective moments that come in the form of timing, a late start that ends up being a blessing, a change in direction that keeps you safe, or an unexpected break that stops you from making a mistake. Keep an eye out for support that comes from everyday sources, a friendly name, a message that hits just right, or a little opportunity that expands into something much bigger as time goes on. You're on a journey to create strong foundations that support your skills, fine-tune your routines, and maintain a clear inner world, allowing your outer world to grow safely. Some relationships fade away gently, not with loud confrontations, but with a kind of distance that brings a sense of relief. That feeling of relief is your spirit, letting you know everything's in sync. You'll find new connections that come with respect, from people who communicate clearly. Take your time and respect those boundaries, and you'll notice how much lighter you feel afterward. Make sure to keep your wins sheltered until they're stable. Exposing them too early can lead to unnecessary friction, and having that stability really helps protect your joy. When those old fears start to creep back in with their usual tales, just counter them with what you've experienced in your own life. You made it through. You put it back together. You got it. You kept being kind, and you just kept going. If you ever feel that heaviness creeping in, just get moving and change the vibe around you. Why not give your space a little tidy up? Hey, don't forget to drink some water. Why not step outside? What do you think we should do next? Let's let action clear things up. Your words have a vibe. Let's chat with a sense of appreciation and clarity, planting ideas that nurture your future rather than fueling past uncertainties. Before long, you'll see your intuition shining like a gentle lighthouse, helping you navigate around those obstacles that once slowed you down. When a decision comes up that feels pretty routine, take a moment to pause and breathe. Go for the choice that keeps your spirit feeling open, because that's where clarity really shines. Right now, it's all about getting crafty, honing those skills, tightening up our habits, and building a solid foundation that can handle new responsibilities without feeling overwhelmed. Sticking to a routine is really the way to go. It's all about wrapping up what you begin, sticking to your word, and making sure your character shines brighter than your skills. Make sure your mornings have purpose and your evenings are tidy, because when you maintain a good rhythm, it can transform regular days into amazing weeks. Keep moving ahead with that confident look, chosen one, because the light you have is meant to make a difference, and your next chapter is all set to welcome you. Just one focused decision today can kickstart a whole week of progress. There might be a subtle feeling of urgency in your chest. It's not about anxiety, it's more like being ready, similar to a lantern being raised higher to shine its light further. Let that readiness guide your decisions. Let's cut down on distractions, dive deeper, and really follow through. If someone tries to drag you back into an old version of yourself with jokes, guilt, or nostalgia, just smile softly and keep moving forward. Your future doesn't have room for the past. There's going to be a private test of integrity, and the cool part is, no one will know if you compromised it. Your clear choice will open a door that's been waiting for you and your character. Keep your feet on the ground as things start to take off. Keep an open mind as new opportunities come your way. Keep that gratitude flowing as your journey expands. Your destiny is coming to you in stages. First, you need clarity, then you find the courage, and finally, you get that confirmation. And with each layer, it'll feel like a weight is being lifted off your shoulders. Let silence keep safe what's still taking shape, because what's protected gets stronger just for you, the one that's been picked. Now, let's dive into the next stretch, which is all about mastering that quiet power. It's the kind that just moves out quietly, without making a fuss or needing any evidence. Your mind will probably start racing ahead. Your spirit will keep drawing you back to the present, because that's where guidance really starts to make sense. Notice what feels light after you make a choice, and what feels heavy right after you agree, because your body is starting to reveal the truth. The thing holding you back from moving forward probably won't seem like a big deal right now. It'll seem like little leaks here and there, a scattered morning, a harmless delay, just a casual compromise that takes an inch and then a mile. Your protection is a priority, just some simple habits that you keep doing until they turn into a solid wall. Staying hydrated, getting enough rest, keeping active, concentrating on tasks, speaking clearly, and taking a peaceful approach to the next step.